The Sauber-run team, which will no longer represent the Alfa Romeo brand starting next year and is already part-owned by Audi ahead of becoming the company's F1 spearhead in 2026, was the first to show off its proper 2023 car during this launch season. Alfa Romeo has taken to the track with its new C43 car, becoming the first Formula 1 team to do so publicly. In this video, we'll take a look at Alfa Romeo's first proper 2023 Formula 1 car and everything you need to know about it. Haas, Red Bull and Williams unveiled their new liveries, although on cars that will bear little resemblance to those seen at the only pre-season test in Bahrain in 2 weeks. However, Alfa Romeo has now unveiled its C43 in a new red and black livery during an online unveiling on Tuesday morning. It will make its track premiere later this week in Barcelona during a shakedown drive. The car is the first to represent the team's new title sponsor, Stake, who replaced former primary partner, Orlen, after the winter break. Orlen's departure also signaled the end of Robert Kubica's stint with the team, leaving Theo Pourchaire as the team's lone reserve driver, but the team will have access to Alfa Romeo driver Antonio Giovinazzi, who is serving as one of Ferrari's reserves. The change in title sponsorship was not the only off-season change at Sauber, as Andreas Seidl was appointed as the team's new CEO. Seidl, a McLaren convert, will supervise the squad's transition into the Audi Works team in 2026. Seidl has not nominated a team principal, instead naming Alessandro Alunni Bravi as the official team spokesperson for the time being. This year signals the end of Alfa Romeo's branding agreement with the Sauber team, in which Audi has already taken a minority ownership. Audi will progressively take over Sauber and eventually control the firm, with current owner Finn Rausing having a minority interest. Audi has already begun work on its F1 engine project with the development of its Nürburgring factory, where Audi's Dakar, Formula E, DTM and Le Mans vehicles have been constructed since 2014. It expects to have a test engine ready by 2025, so that it may be operated in a mule car before the new engine restrictions go into effect in 2026. Valtteri Bottas and Guan Yu Zhu will drive for Alfa Romeo for the second year in a row. They were instrumental in Alfa Romeo retaining 6th position in the Constructors' Championship, on countback after Aston Martin's late-season charge tied them on points. This will be Alfa Romeo's final season in the sport for the foreseeable future. In a brief statement, they stated, Alfa Romeo has confirmed that its partnership with Sauber Motorsports will come to an end at the end of 2023. Alfa Romeo announced its return to F1 in 2017 with a long-term plan, and in July 2022 announced the decision to extend its association with Sauber through 2023, citing the promising first half of the season in terms of performance, marketing, and excellent engagement with the team. Because the brand's economic and industrial turnaround will be achieved in 2022, Alfa Romeo will now analyze among the many alternatives on the table and select which will be the best one to sustain the brand's long-term strategy and positioning. According to sporting director Alan Permain, Alpine is expecting to make even stronger inroads into their championship goals in 2023, with their new car which is considerably up in terms of development compared to last season. When asked about the impending 2023 Formula 1 season, he said, "It's very fantastic, it's very exciting. However, they'll have to work on their reliability concerns as well, considering their uneven race results in 2022. In 2023, Esteban Ocon will be joined in the cockpit by Pierre Gasly, with previous driver Fernando Alonso joining Aston Martin in the off-season." Alpine revealed in early January that the A532 car for the 2023 Formula 1 season would be shown on February 16th. Former world champion Fernando Alonso joins Aston Martin for the 2023 season, bringing a wealth of talent and expertise to the squad. Alonso will be looking to build on his P9 results with former club Alpine last season, which he shared with the Canadian Lance Stroll. Lawrence Stroll, team owner, will be hopeful that their new car, the AMR23, can improve on last season's poor results. The team is also planning to relocate to a new headquarters in the summer of 2023, a combination of a purpose-built new factory and campus that will cost roughly $241 million. Ferrari has already made a significant change in the off-season, with former Alfa Romeo team principal Fred Vasseur replacing the departing Mattia Binotto for 2023. This shift comes after a mainly dismal 2022 season for the Scuderia due to a long amount of costly strategic race errors. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz will continue to race for Ferrari in 2023, with the duo looking for better race weekends in the future. On Valentine's Day, the new vehicle will be unveiled. Ferrari's main emphasis during the off-season is being placed into reliability and speed for their 2023 car, with outgoing team principal, Binotto, noting that those two characteristics will compensate for any other mistakes. In late January, American F1 team Haas was the first on the grid to reveal the livery for their 2023 car on social media. There are significant modifications from last season, when they ran with a mostly white car, as this year's design is dominated by black. The red accents are also carried over from the previous season. In the cockpit, Haas will welcome Nico Hülkenberg back to Formula 1 in 2023, with the German driver lining up alongside Kevin Magnussen despite their previous spats. Gunther Steiner, team principal, isn't worried about putting the pair together, despite the American team is thought to be still suffering with car development challenges, the same ones that held them back in 2022. The FIA recently approved Haas's new VF23 car's chassis and front nose, guaranteeing its homologation and legality ahead of next year, which should come as a timely boost. According to early indications, McLaren may have another season of uphill battles in 2023. Despite winning the race to sign teenage sensation Oscar Piastri, who will drive with Lando Norris in the following season, there are concerns that the British team is behind schedule in developing their 2023 chassis. James Key, the team's technical director, explained, "Andreas Seidel and I joined in 2019 and mentioned right away that we needed to put in some infrastructure since we were out of date. We had an expansion plan for some of the main locations, but then the pandemic occurred and everything came to a halt. So we have yet to reap the benefits of any of those infrastructure investments. They're still occurring, but they're 18 months behind schedule, and the expansion plan has to be scrapped." The 2022 season was a strange one for Mercedes. It began with a lack of straight-line speed and ended with the German manufacturer appearing quite competitive with the top two teams, Red Bull and Ferrari. Toto Wolff, team leader, will be hopeful that his team can cut the gap further over the off-season as they attempt to reclaim the Constructors' title in 2023. A primary goal will be to improve their chassis, which produced a slew of issues last season, including Lewis Hamilton failing to win a race for the first time in his long career. Wolff said to reporters at the end of last season, "There is no doubt that the DNA of the car will change for next year. It doesn't necessarily mean that our bodywork will look drastically different, but what is part of the car's DNA, the architecture, will change for next year." Red Bull's 2022 season couldn't have gone any better, as they won both the drivers' and constructors' titles. Their RB18 car was one of the most dominant in recent memory, assisting back-to-back world champion Max Verstappen in breaking record after record. As a result, other teams on the grid may look to Red Bull for design inspiration for the 2023 season. This off-season will be more of the same for the Austrian squad, according to Chief Technical Officer Adrian Newey, who told reporters, "We'll keep developing our concept because we know it best, but I'm not sure if our method is the best way. Someone else may come around the next bend with a better idea." On February 3rd, the Austrian team unveiled their new vehicle livery for the 2023 season in New York. The new RB19 has a similar design to last year's automobile, with a navy base and yellow and red accents on top. They'll be hoping for a little change on the circuit as Verstappen seeks a third consecutive world title. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you with another interesting video.